This is episode 237 of Teacher Approved.
You're listening to Teacher Approved, the podcast helping educators elevate what matters and simplify the rest. I'm Heidi.
And I'm Emily. We're the creators behind Second Story Window, where we give research-based and teacher-approved strategies that make teaching less stressful and more effective. You can check out the show notes and resources from each episode at secondstorywindow.net.
We're so glad you're tuning in today. Let's get to the show.
Hey there, thanks for joining us today. In today's episode, we are talking about how to make January something you actually look forward to, yes, really, and sharing a teacher-approved tip for prepping your room before the long winter break. But first, let's start with a try it tomorrow, where we share a quick win that you can try in your classroom right away. So, Emily, what is our suggestion for this week? This week, as you're wrapping up this year and looking ahead to the new one, choose a one-word theme for yourself. Just one word that captures what you want to focus on or how you want to feel as you start the new year. So maybe that's steady or grace or joy or ease. Write that on a sticky note and put it somewhere where you will see it every day. Maybe on your bathroom mirror or your desk, or you can even set it as your phone lock screen. When January feels overwhelming, that one word can remind you what matters most. We talked about choosing a one-word theme back in episode 27. My gosh, it's been so long. But it is such a simple practice that makes a real difference for how you approach your January fresh start. And if you like this Try It Tomorrow or anything else we share here on the podcast, we would appreciate it so much if you took a second and gave us a 5-star rating and review. If you are hearing this before winter break, there's a good chance that your energy tank is running low. You're maybe even running on fumes at this point. Yeah, you've given your students, your classroom, and your family so much already. So today, we want to help you give a little something to future you. Yes, we want to help you step into the new year with calm and confidence, because coming back after winter break is so rough. The holidays are over, the days are short, and the classroom is just full of sniffles. But we can make that transition easier, maybe even joyful, with a few intentional choices right now. So we're sharing 3 simple ways to set up a January that feels calm and confident. You've prepped, planned, and rested. Now it's time to launch, but gently. Yes, gently is the key. So let's start with the first way to beat the post-break blues, and that's to give yourself something to anticipate. Because when you have something to look forward to, those first days back feel less like a slog and more like a fresh start. And don't underestimate the power of this. And we did talk about it back in episode 40, but it's worth revisiting now because it's so effective. When you have something exciting on the horizon, it changes how you feel about going back. Yeah, you can think of this in 2 ways, short-term and long-term. Start with short-term anticipation and plan something in your classroom that you are genuinely excited about. Yeah, that's the key, though. It has to be something you are excited about. Maybe it's a unit you love to teach, a science experiment that always sparks curiosity, or a read aloud that you love to read. Oh, yes, this is so important. One year I was dreading going back so much that I went and I made myself a calendar of all of those like silly days that they have every day of the week. Like, this day is Snowman Day and this day is Penguin Day, all of those like that. So I made myself a calendar, and then each day I picked a little fun activity to do that day. So it might be something I did with my students. It might be something I did with friends. It might be something that I just did myself. For Snowman Day, I bought powdered donut holes, like a big batch of them. And I don't even know what I used, like chocolate chips. And I think those candy-coated sunflower seeds, the orange ones, to make a snowman face on the little. And I brought him in and left him in the workroom. It was just a little project, a little creativity, something to push me out of the blues. And also, I think maybe it helped everyone else around me have a little happier January too. And it really did make such a difference in how I felt that month. Oh, I love that. And excitement is contagious. When you're excited about something, your students will feel that energy too. And it makes coming back easier for everyone. Just, keep it simple. Think small, meaningful sparks. Maybe you plan a cozy, comfy Friday where everyone brings blankets and stuffed animals for read aloud time. Or you do a week-long wonder challenge where students bring in questions that they're curious about. Oh, I love that. You could add a new component to morning meeting, like a daily moment of gratitude, or start a good thing jar where everyone can share the good things they notice.
Now, if you are someone who thrives on going big, maybe you love a themed room makeover or launching immersive units. So lean into that. Yes, it is going to be a lot of work, but if it's something that you enjoy, then the work is part of the fun.
The point is to think about what lights you up as a teacher, what makes you excited to be in your classroom. That's going to be different for every teacher, but find a way to incorporate more of that in the near future.
And don't feel like this has to happen on day one. You might plan something special for the second week back, or even a Friday celebration to mark making it through that first week.
Exactly. And then once you've planned a fun little treat, add a long-term anticipation. Something outside of school that gives you a bright spot on the horizon. That could be fun weekend plans, a dinner with friends, or even dreaming about your spring break trip.
This really does make such a difference. Having something joyful to look forward to keeps you moving through the darker weeks with hope and energy. It's a little bit like having a light at the end of the tunnel.
This is kind of like your January joy list. Before you leave for break, jot down 2 or 3 things. Remember, 1 classroom, 1 personal, maybe 1 just for fun. There's a page for this in the December Teacher Survival Kit, of course, but you could easily write it in your planner, put it on a sticky note, or even set a reminder in your phone that pops up on your first day back.
And keep in mind that planning something fun for your students is helping them too. They are feeling that post-holiday slump just as much as you are.
And planning fun things for them is also fun for you. I feel like
Yes.
I get excited knowing the kids are going to be excited.
Yes, totally.
And a little spark of joy helps everyone ease back into community. So we talked about this as the student engagement hook in episode 233. It's one fun, low prep activity that makes the first week back engaging. This idea is to give kids a sense of a new beginning.
Yeah, all the sparkle's over and it's just regular school now. But if you have got something engaging planned, the energy totally shifts. We talked about this in the last episode, so if you need some new ideas, go check that out. But this could be a New Year's goal project, a time capsule, class challenge, or having kids make their own vision boards.
Remember, just keep it low prep for you and high interest for them.
And then our second idea for January is one of our all-time favorites, and it is to do yourself a favor.
I love this concept because it works so well for me. And maybe it doesn't work that well for everyone, but I imagine some of you are like us. So think of it as a gift from past you to future you. Ask yourself what you can do now before break that will make January you breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, this could be leaving your desk clean and your classroom tidy. That would be such a huge gift. Walking into a cluttered space in January when you're already feeling the weight of going back is just not fun.
I remember seeing a post from Sam at Engineer Does Education where she was showing the state of her classroom at the end of the first week of school. Her plan was to tidy everything before she left because that's not how Friday Sam is going to treat Monday Sam.
I love that so much. It's like being your own friend. Because when you are exhausted after a month of the festive disruptions, you just want to walk out the door and deal with it all later. But really rally if you can and find at least one thing you can do to reset your room. And then when you walk back in after the break, it'll be like getting a little hug from your past self.
You could look out for your future self by prepping your first day back slides or making your copies. Having those ready to go means you won't be scrambling on that first morning back.
Yeah, just remember to put all of the stuff you prep in your January ready bin so you know exactly where you've kept it.
Yes.
You could also think about restocking your favorite pens or snacks, tucking a special chocolate bar in your desk drawer, or, on a healthier note, stashing some protein bars in a cabinet, or making sure that you have the pens that you actually like to write with.
You could even write a sticky note to yourself with reminders or encouragement, something like, you got this, or remember to take attendance.
We're not trying to add to a massive to-do list when you're already going to be exhausted. Just pick 1 or 2 small things that will make the biggest difference to you. Even if all you can do is change over your classroom calendar and write welcome back on your whiteboard, that totally counts.
And then when you unlock your classroom in January, it will feel calm and ready and welcoming. And you'll be so glad you took those extra 5 minutes in December. All right, finally, let's talk about planning a soft start for your return.
January doesn't have to be a big shock to the system. You can make it gentle by easing back into your routines and giving yourself permission to prioritize rest.
And we talked about this concept in episodes 209 and 217, the idea of creating a soft landing for yourself. Before you leave for break, plan for that soft landing. Start by automating decisions.
Yeah, do what you can to simplify things. Pick out your first week of school outfits or lunches. When you are already tired and adjusting to the alarm again, the last thing you want to do is stand in front of your closet wondering what you're going to wear.
Or stare into your fridge trying to figure out what to pack for lunch.
No.
Make those decisions now while you have the mental energy.
Yeah, like you really could get ahead of this. Lay out your outfits, take photos on your phone, or, just make a list, whatever works for you.
And maybe you want to stock up on comfort foods you love for that first week, like soup, tacos, breakfast for dinner nights, or whatever makes you feel cozy and cared for.
Yeah, this isn't the week to go big or complicated. This is the week for easy, nourishing meals that don't require much thought. I think the Lazy Genius calls this planning your hot dogs.
Yes.
Just make it simple.
Yeah, let real life take second priority for a few days while you readjust. It's totally okay. The start of the school year is just a season. It's not your whole life. It's the same thing in January. Give yourself permission to lower the bar at home.
It's all right. Maybe your kids get some extra screen time that week. Maybe you're going to order takeout more than you normally would, or you're going to skip grocery shopping and just eat what's in the freezer.
You could prep a small January comfort kit and put a stash of tea, snacks, cozy socks, lotion, or anything that makes you feel cared for.
Well, that's one of my favorite ideas. And when you walk back into real life and everything feels a little heavier, those small comforts remind you that you can handle this. Someone cares about you, and that someone is you.
We've talked before about creating a recovery kit back in episode 209, and the same principle applies here. Set yourself up with the things that help you recharge.
These could be things that you have at school or things that you have at home to help you focus on recovery after a long day. Maybe for you, it's having a cozy movie queued up, a book you're excited to read, or even just making sure your bedroom feels like a peaceful retreat.
Or maybe it's having something to keep your kids occupied so that you can crash on the couch for 20 minutes. The goal is to make that transition back as gentle as possible.
Yeah, don't expect to hit the ground running at full speed. Just give yourself some grace.
So as you wrap up for winter break, remember these 3 small but powerful ways to create anticipation for the new year. First, give yourself something to look forward to, both short and long term. Plan something in your classroom that excites you.
Second, do yourself a favor and set future you up for success. Clean your desk, make your copies, restock your snacks, whatever will make January you smile.
And third, plan a soft start and ease back into January with grace.
You've already done so much to prepare for learning, but these last few touches are how you can also make space for comfort and calm when you return.
What's one small thing that you can do before you leave for break to make it feel calm and maybe even a little magical when you return?
We would love to hear what you're doing to create your own soft start for January. Come share in our Teacher Approved Facebook group.
Now for our Teacher Approved Tip of the Week, where we share an actionable tip to help you elevate what matters and simplify the rest. And this one is all about prepping your room before you leave for the break. Take it away, Heidi.
Well, this is one of those things that seems obvious until you forget to do it, and then you come back to some unpleasant surprises. So make a list of everything you need to do to secure your room before you leave. Start with the basics. Shut down all the electronics and unplug them so that you're not wasting electricity. Make sure anything valuable is locked up. Empty your trashes if the custodians are not going to be around to do it right away.
And please clear out any food that might spoil or tempt rodents to visit. You do not want to come back to that situation. So check your desk drawers, your cabinets, anywhere students might have stashed snacks or left a lunchbox. Look for water bottles that might have been left behind. Make sure there's nothing that's going to grow mold or attract unwanted guests while you're gone.
But here's something you might not have thought about. You also might want to hide any contraband. It's really common in some places for the fire marshal to use winter break to visit the school. Or maybe your administrators are going to stop by in your room when you're gone.
And that's when you might get dinged on things that normally fly under the radar.
Oh, yeah. Things like the coffee maker, microwave, or a little fridge. You might just want to pack all that up and take it home for the break.
Sometimes twinkle lights might not be allowed or decor hanging from the ceiling. If you're not sure what's okay and what's not, talk to a teacher who's been at your school for a while and they can give you the inside scoop.
Yeah, this is so hard because you never know what's going to catch their eye. And in my experience, it seems largely arbitrary because some things are fine one year, like hanging stuff from the ceiling is totally fine. And then the next year they freak out, but then the next year is fine again. You just can't keep up.
Yeah. In episode 233, we recommended starting a list of the tasks needed to close up your room for a few weeks. So if you did do that, pull that out now.
But if you didn't make one then, take 5 minutes and get it going now.
And surprise, we can help you with that. There's a sheet for this in our December Teacher Survival Kit, and it includes 35 suggested tasks to get your wheels turning. Everything from recycling papers to unplugging devices.
Yeah, because you don't want to be the one who starts the building on fire like my junior high social studies teacher did with his plugged-in hot plate that he left on. To wrap up the show, we are sharing what we're giving extra credit to this week. Emily, what are you giving extra credit to?
Okay, I'm giving extra credit to TikTok Shop.
Okay, I don't know what this is.
Okay, so you could shop on TikTok, which I did not know until somebody had like come across some great deal and was like, you have to buy it on TikTok Shop, though. That's where the deal is. And it's annoying because they're constantly doing these, like, if you open TikTok and you go to shop, there will be sudden like promotions for you when you open it of like, save, this amount on this amount in the next 30 minutes or whatever. So that is annoying because you never know what you're going to get. But I have got some great deals over there. And I found if you have something you're interested in, I've started just checking to see if it's on TikTok Shop first because sometimes it's cheaper there, surprisingly. They almost always seem to have free shipping. And if you just stick it in your cart, when you come back later, you're more likely, I found, now this is not scientific, but I have found that you have a coupon for it if you leave it in there for a little ways.
Interesting.
So that has been a secret weapon for holiday shopping as I'm looking for something, I check TikTok Shop first. Also, that is where I was able to find Labubus for my 10-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Is through the official, they have to be the official Pop Mart or Pop Mart US. I think it's like Pop Mart Local and Pop Mart US with like the official check mark. And those are legit and they come fast and they're not marked up at all. That's the best price I've seen anywhere on them is there. So if you are also on the hunt for Labubus, it's getting a little late, but it shipped fast in my experience. So if you're still on the hunt, check out TikTok Shop.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I had no idea.
What are you giving extra credit to, Heidi?
Well, my extra credit goes to the book Adventures with Friends, a collection of RPG one-shots. So this is a whole new world to me. Emily's oldest daughter has been playing Dungeons & Dragons this year. And so when I was looking for a gift idea for her, I came across this book that is perfect for a teenage girl or really anyone who likes cuteness. So it's got 4 different adventures in it, and then each one comes with the details for how to run that game. But the exciting part is that each of those adventures has little paper crafts that you can cut out and assemble.
Yeah, cute.
So, like for the Fae Fair, there are a bunch of little stalls that you can set up that your players can go and visit as part of their role-playing adventure. I am not doing this book justice. It is packed with so many fun details. And I think it is a great price. I think it's like $20 and it is huge. It is really thick.
Oh.
So there's a link in the show notes if you want to check it out for any of the TTRPG players in your life.
Well, she's going to love that.
I hope so. It is way cute. Thanks so much for joining us today. We hope these ideas help you create a January that feels a little more joyful and a lot less overwhelming.
And remember, you don't have to do all of these things. The goal is just to make coming back easier, not to add any more to your already full plate.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Teacher Approved. I'm Heidi.
And I'm Emily. Thank you for listening. Be sure to follow or subscribe in your podcast app so that you never miss an episode.
You can connect with us and other teachers in the Teacher Approved Facebook group. We'll see you here next week. Bye for now.
Bye.